Welcome to another Jay Logano 20 video. This is a part 2 of the last video where I did the Hot Wheels Batmobile 2012 150 scale C case. So the new releases. So now we'll take a better look at the new releases. So let's start with the re-releases. You've got the Dark Knight Rises well, it wasn't Dark Knight Rises, but this is the Dark Knight Batpod. The Batpods had many releases thus far. Here's an older edition back in Series 3 of the old, I think it's the same release, same color and everything, but you got that one. This was the original release of it. The Comic-Con set, where this one had extra detail and even had a little Batman figure. Not sure if that's coming up right, but even a little Batman figure. This was the 2-pack. And then, more recently, it was just released in one of the Toys R Us 3-packs from the new releases. So it's had many releases. So, let's take a closer look at it. Guess I should have checked that before I opened it. Okay. Rubber bands. Okay, there's that. Get rid of that. So there we've got the Batpod. The Bat motorcycle, or whatever you want to call it. But officially it is the Batpod. Nice release. I've got another rubber band. Rubber bands on this thing. What is it trying to? Is there some like feature to it or what? Oh, yes. It's got an opening engine compartment. This is very nice. See, it's got not a nice copper color on most of it, and then a gray silverish color on the rest of it. Rubber tires. This vehicle first appeared in Dark Knight, if you know by now. It was after the tumbler crashed. It said the I don't know, like escape pod or whatever, and then the front two wheels, or it was something out of the front, like it's obviously not in scale, but the front two wheels, it like shifted, and then this came out with Batman riding it, and then he used it for the rest of the movie, and he ended up having it in the new movie. And Catwoman even used it, so. Just for comparison, there's next to the camo tumbler. So this is a nice release. I mean, it is just a re-release. I really don't think it's very much different than the original release. Well, than this release. And actually, the copper color is slightly darker, but it's not really much different or nothing that you must like. Nothing that's like a must pick up. If you already have the old one, no need to pick this up. But if you're like me and never really had an extra to take a closer look at, then pick this one up. It's a nice release. Let's take a look at the other re-release. You got the Batman and Robin Batmobile from the 4th movie back in the 90s. This one has also been previously released again in Series 3 back in the old birth of it. It's another, it's an unpopular movie, popular car. So, let's take a closer look. That's the Batman and Robin Batmobile. Doesn't look like this one has any extra features. Some of these do, some of these don't. Some of these have like opening cockpits, or in that case an opening engine compartment, or You got some like opening cockpits on these things, things like that. This one doesn't appear to have anything, but still is a very nice release nonetheless. Like I said, obviously this movie sucked. If you've seen Nostalgia Critic's review of it, anyone will know why. Back to credit cards. But regardless, it is a very nice car nonetheless. Just because the movie sucked and the Batmobile sucked. This really does capture the Batmobile look, just long, sleek, and fast. So, again, another nice release. I recommend you pick it up. If you haven't already picked it up. I mean, if you haven't picked it up, definitely pick it up. But if you have picked it up, then if you picked it up back when it came out in Series 3, the old ones, then no need to. So now we'll get into the new releases. You got the 1980s Batmobile comic series one, if you're not aware. This is the first time this thing's been released in the Hot Wheel line. It's very nice. Based on the animated Super Friends TV show. What? It's odd. I don't think this is based on the Super Friends TV show, because that was a past release. I have to check that. There's the 1980s, a brand new release. So let me just check something. Yeah, I'm not sure it's based on the Super Friends. There's your Super Friends Batmobile. I don't know. But regardless, it is a new release. Doesn't look like it has any features, though it has a nice blue color. You got the nice bat, the like eyes, nice yellow rims with the bat signal printed in them. Bat signal, got some lights in the back, silver. A very nice new release. I recommend you pick it up. I believe that was released by Ertl or Corgi or whoever used to do that. So now the star of this wave, you've got the Dark Knight Rises, the Bat. So, let's take an in-depth look at, or just a closer look, not really an in-depth look. Okay then, see, looks like that goes there, and got yourself a stand to put it on. Like I said, if you got it, and this one was also, this model was also released, and this design of the vehicle was also released in the main line this year. The Bat, flying machine. So yes, if you like this but you don't really want to pay like $8-9 for a big one, then yeah, you can get a little basic model. This one's pretty popular, it's kind of rare to find, but it's in the end case, and so it's checked Targets. I found like 3 or 4 of them. Get to the Bat itself. It looks very, very nice. Opening, no, doesn't look like the cockpit opens or anything. It does have the actual propellers on the bottom. They don't look like they turn or anything, but they are there. Just run into each other if it was. But it does look very nice and very accurate to this movie. This is a beautifully done model. If you do collect these 150 scales, I'd say this is a definite, a definite must-buy for any collectors out there. So these are aimed for towards collectors, not towards little kids who will just destroy them. But so there you have it, the C-Case, the third release of the 2012 Hot Wheels 150 scale Batman models. That's just quick. Let's get into some of the other releases, single releases of this year. And there you've got your single releases thus far this year. It's been a good year so far. My only complaint is that so far you've gotten only 5 new releases. Mostly been released, but the new releases obviously were the 80s and the Bat we just looked at. You had the Duck from the movie, the 1940s Batmobile, and the 1960s helicopter. And so there you got your ideas of flying vehicles. So that was a basic overview of the C-Case Hot Wheel, Part 2. Thanks for watching.